Good morning, everyone. Today is April 16th, Advanced Care Planning Day. I think one of the things I wanted to share a little bit about why exit was so important to me, but advanced care planning directly. When we started our journey with exit as one of the founders and CEO, it was important that we always address topics in education. We knew when we launched in March, advanced care planning was coming in April, and we thought it would be a really great topic to start addressing as a collective. When I think of advanced care planning and my partners, we all have a different reason. Jordan will have that legal. Nicole has a personal journey. Lizette has that healthcare. For me, it cuts really deep. I have a personal story that I don't wish to have anybody have to deal with. So, not just my own directives, but when my dad died, just before when he had his final stroke, we were all called into that room at Health Sciences North. None of us wanted to think about what that looks like at the hospital of getting called in, knowing that my dad's capacity was diminished and we had to make some decisions. I was the eldest. I never had the conversation with my parents. I never thought about it. My dad was 67 years old. Why would I think about advanced care planning and his will? He was going to live forever in my world. He was my dad. And I remember sitting there and being told by the doctors to make some decisions. My dad didn't have a directive, didn't have advanced care planning. I don't even know if he and my mom had ever talked about it. And I remember that fear and of uncertainty and my mom crying and my siblings just like we would look like deers in a headlight trying to, digest what we were just being told. And my mom asking me, what would I do? What would I want as I was the most like my dad, probably stubborn. And that decision still rests with me every day today. I hope I made the right decision that day to let my dad go in peace. I pray that, there was no going to be no cure. Am I doing the right thing? You go home and you grieve for a loss, for a decision. That anticipatory of, am I on the right path? Is this what he would wanted? Am I thinking that, tomorrow's never going to come? It was a tough decision. And today I still rest with it. I have peace knowing that, I'm hoping I did the right thing. And I remember 6 weeks after my dad died, my mom was told she was dying. You know what we did, my brother Jamie and I, the first couple things is we weren't going to travel that path again. We printed out the power of attorney, went into the hospital room. I am sure that her roommate at that time was probably thinking, we were vultures, but we came in with the paperwork and we had a mission. And we were like, Mom, you got to tell us, what do you want? Like, we can't do this again. What are your wishes? Can we put it in writing? Can we have a voice when you can no longer speak for yourself? And those decisions today will continue to be part of my passion of what I do, not just my own journey and, why exit is so important and having access when we need it the most. So I don't have to carry that folder around. Our app, is important to us, but advanced care planning is probably more important to me than my app. Please, yeah, download our app, go to the app stores and have access. And it's powerful to know that you have access to information when you need it the most. Knowledge is power. That's where advanced care planning comes in. It's powerful. Having a voice when you can no longer speak for yourself takes that burden away. Do I wish I could go back and do it differently? No, I still would have made the same decision. I do wish that I could go back and have the conversation with my parents earlier to say, hey, dad, something ever happened to you, like a heart attack and stroke, because they came back to back. What would you want? How would you like to, have a feeding tube for next amount of days? Do you have a do not resuscitate thought in your mind? I wish I would have had those conversations. And for me, that's what's power and knowledge of information. And that's why advanced care planning is important. So today is Advanced Care Planning Day. Take that to heart. If you don't have a directive in place or you haven't had the conversations, at least start there with the conversation. Advanced Care Planning has a great app. I support it. Great resources of information. You can go to their web and you can download the documents. The government of Canada has access to the information. Just Be proactive in your decisions, lessen the burden for your loved ones and stress, because believe me, there's a lot of anxiety that came with those decisions. But take control, put your affairs in order, have a conversation, make sure it's written down so that if an event that happened, like to us, my dad just had a GI bleed, had a heart attack, and strokes. There was no time to have a conversation. It happened so fast. And I know our healthcare industry did everything they could. But please have a conversation today. Start there. And then maybe our experience won't become yours. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Talk again soon.